This is Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller, mortgage expert with New American Funding. For the next hour, you'll learn impactful insider information as Christian and Dan teach about the ins and outs of Seattle's real estate market. Now, here's Christian and Dan.
All right. Hey, good afternoon. This is Dan Keller. Whether you are in your office cubicle, you're at home, or you're in your car, it's 3 o'clock, and it's time for Seattle Real Estate Radio. What's up, Christian?
Hey, how are you, Dan?
I'm good. I think I showed up on time today.
Yeah, I was running a little behind. I was a little busy today.
Yeah, parking was a pain today. But
I was out showing houses. You know, that's kind of what I do. I was in Wallingford, actually.
My favorite place.
Yeah, you do like Wallingford a lot.
I love Wallingford. My wife loves Wallingford.
Why don't you guys move down there? We can hang out more.
We could. I don't know. Do you have acreage in Wallingford? Where are
Not so much.
What about the goats?
The goats, yeah, they probably wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we might have to wait.
Yeah.
Fremont, Wallingford. I love it. I love going down there. I love meeting clients. I love meeting you down there. It's got a good vibe.
It does, and it's a friendly neighborhood. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's nice, cool houses, craftsman style. My favorite.
Your favorite? Did you sell a house or what?
I showed a house that they're reviewing offers on Wednesday.
Cool.
So we'll see what happens.
Nice, man. Hey, you have to talk about what you did this last weekend.
Well, yes. Well, actually, it wasn't this last weekend. It was the weekend before.
Okay.
But I forgot to talk about it last week.
But you told me about it last week.
Yes. So the coolest thing, pretty much the coolest concert I've ever been to. And I don't go to a ton of concerts and all that stuff. But this kind of combined two of my favorite things: music, which I love music, and architecture / houses / buildings. So Smith Tower. You know the Smith Tower downtown? Used to be the tallest building this side of the Mississippi for a long time. I don't know, some people know this, but not everybody knows this. The top pyramid section of it is one apartment building, or one apartment, just one single unit. The rest of the building is all commercial. So they actually, in October, they started a year-long, they call it the Smith Tower Sessions. And it's a year-long, once a month, they're going to do a performance. Yeah. A musical guest shows up. You don't know who it is until you show up. And Chris Orlowski, who is he's really famous in Seattle for music. And I hope he blows up bigger because he is awesome, amazing, completely amazing. Anyways, he puts on this event. He curates all the guests, and you show up, and you show up, go up to the 35th floor, walk up 2 more floors. Yeah. And you're sitting on the floor. Yeah. You grab blankets and a pillow, and I actually grabbed the pillow that I grabbed was one of their kids, because they have 2 girls, I think 10 and 8 or something like that. It was like a bear, like a teddy bear, but it had like a big circle bottom. Oh yeah. And then the arms that are kind of like armrests, and then the head was the backrest. Yep. So I'm sitting on that.
I could totally see you rocking that at a concert.
Oh, and I did totally. I totally rocked that. I was proud. Yeah. People were actually they were jealous.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Because most people were just sitting on a thin blanket, and here I am rocking the teddy bear chair.
Well, here's the thing. You were telling me that it's exclusive.
Yeah. You can only fit 70 people
70
in there.
people, and it's not that big.
No, it's not a big spot. Yeah. I mean, the apartment's not huge. I mean, it is because it goes up, but one room is not that big.
And the owner is there with her daughters. And cool. It sounds like it
was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So you walk in, they had like appetizers, a ton of really good food, like banh mi sandwiches. They had, what was the whiskey brand? I don't remember. Some whiskey brand is now sponsoring them. And I should probably know so I can pump it out there a little bit. Well, so they had like whiskey tasting, 3 different whiskeys, and you could drink that, and they had champagne and wine, and it was cool. It was just a lot of fun.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So Smith Tower Sessions, Google it. Every single one sells out in
like monthly. Is it weekly?
Once a month.
Once a month.
And it's usually the beginning of the month. So we just bought our tickets for next month for December. I think it's on December 4th. Okay. they leaked that they were going to do some Christmas songs, and then also potentially play part of their new CD that's coming out. So
cool. So you guys are fans.
It was, we're big time fans. We actually people that were sitting next to us, we became good friends with them, and kind of fun. We had a good time. It was lots of fun.
Good.
Shannon was there.
I've never heard of it. I've seen the build, obviously. The building.
I had never been up there before, but that building is amazing.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I mean, you walk in the elevator, and it kind of seems like, the Tower of Terror in Disneyland. You walk in the elevator, they kind of close the I guess kind of like a gate, but it's the door, but you can see through it,
Yeah.
And that's the same exact thing. They close that, and you stand there. You can only fit 7 people in the elevator.
Wow.
And as it's going up the shaft, it is, you can actually see through to every single floor.
Wow.
So you see the gap between the floor, and then you see like
cement.
Exactly. And then you see each floor all the way up. It's kind of trippy.
Wow.
So it was fun.
Well, good stuff. What'd you do? You decorated your house. I saw that on Facebook.
Yes.
Wow. Well, obviously it's your new house. You guys purchased this last year.
Yep.
And
so we started doing lights and
lights
stuff.
in November.
I know. We haven't turned it on yet.
Okay.
But we started to Shannon went to the store with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
And she went a little crazy and bought a bunch of stuff. We have inside, we have a light-up sign.
Okay.
It's a big arrow that kind of curves down. And it says, Santa, stop here. And then there's lights, like a marquee type of thing, all around it. Cool. It looks pretty cool. So we have that hanging over the fireplace. That's already up.
Love it.
We have another one that says Santa that's similar to that with lights all around it. We got... I put lights all over our biggest tree in the front yard.
Okay. Well, you guys have a gorgeous backyard. So I bet that's going to be...
I don't know what we're going to do with that. We were just talking about, how the heck are we going to decorate this? Because we almost need to, because it's almost part of our house, it's our living space.
Yeah, the Winter Wonderland.
Yeah. So how'd your decorating go? Because I know you guys...
We're in full swing because of the Favorite Things holiday party that Jenny's putting on, which is coming up. But... she's hosting a gingerbread decorating party for kids this weekend.
Nice.
It's a sponsored event, so she's doing it for a company. But we're
Jenny
full.
Cookies.
Yeah, I tell the kids at night, our kids want to turn on the Christmas tree, and I'm like, guys, our neighbors are gonna think we're crazy. It's November. We had it up on the 5th, and she had to because she's prepping for this party. And anyway, so we're full on. holly. Everything. So my wife loves, she's a party planner, so she loves big,
going over the top.
Yeah, we got married on Valentine's Day, so go figure. Yeah. So we're in full. We do not have, our house is a little bit more difficult. We hire a guy to install the lights. It saves me so much time, and it's worth it. It's a couple $100.
Yeah, it's not expensive.
No, and his lights are straight. And so no, man, we're in full. We just like you. We haven't turned them on.
Yep.
But
they're there.
Hey, it's Christmas at the Kellers right now in November.
Christmas at the Keller Farmhouse.
That's it. So I'm excited. We've got a great show today.
Yeah,
I'm pumped.
I know. It's going to be good.
Yep. We have speaking of parties and organizing and decorating, we have an organizer on today.
I know. We got a home organizer coming in.
Yep.
She's going to be here soon.
A cheerleader? You said she was a former Sea Gal?
Yeah.
What?
Exactly. So we'll get there.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, let's do this. I want to talk real quick. We're going to use today's segment to follow up on a couple of, I guess, sessions or segments that we had in the past that we didn't get to spend enough time on. What are your thoughts real quickly on following up on the cost versus waiting? You want to do that right now, or you want to wait?
No,
we need to spend some time on that.
Yeah,
we got a couple minutes before we go to break. So
I want to give you a quick heads up on the housing market minute. So the Northwest MLS just released some stats last week, and it's actually pretty interesting. So for the 4-county Puget Sound region, so basically King, Kitsap, Pierce, and Snohomish counties, kind of the main ones, the MLS tallied just under 7,000 pending sales. And that was actually the largest number of volume in over a decade in October. That's pretty crazy. The number of pending sales surpassed the number of new listings added. So basically, not enough listings, too much pending sales, and that's not really helping our supply and demand issue. Pending and closed sales slowed down last month, but closed sales are still up 7% from a year ago. So this time, a year ago, we're basically 7% more closed sales, which it's just telling you it's still a crazy market out there. King County only has 1.29 months of homes for sale.
It's not good.
No.
So, okay, average listener, I mean, shoot, I'm sitting on the other side of the table from you, and I'm sitting here, okay, these are decent stats. What do they mean?
Yeah.
What does highest pending mean?
Well, that just basically means that supply and demand's out of whack, and that we just have a ton of people that are actually still buying houses. I mean, it's not slowing down.
Yeah, in winter.
I had kind of predicted, which it did slowly slow down for maybe a 2-week period, but it's picked right back up.
Well, I mean, this is going to tie into that cost of waiting, which we were just talking about, Christian. Here's the thing. Some people are going to be forced to wait
Yeah.
based off of just not being able to find their home. I mean, we've seen this.
Well, there's just not enough out there.
not enough
and if
out
you
there.
don't find one that
Yeah.
you really like, you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. So okay, I got to ask you this, and this is obviously just an opinion. What would cause this to loosen up? You said 1.2 months. What's healthy?
Yeah, 1.29 months of homes for sale.
What's average? What's normal?
That means it's a severe seller's market.
Yeah.
So average normal is about 4 to 5 months.
Ow.
Yeah, so we're like way off of that.
Drought.
Yeah. Yeah, we're like California right now in a drought.
So what could cause that? What could improve that? I mean, obviously the easy answer
we just
is
need more.
inventory.
Yeah, we need more homes on the market
Yeah.
to make it more of a even market.
Okay.
But right now it's a severe seller's market. So until that number evens out and lengthens, it's just going to stay the same way. So if you're selling or thinking about selling and waiting until the new year because you think that, and this is what kind of has been normal for a while, if you're thinking of waiting until spring to put your house on the market, it actually might not be a bad time to do it sooner over the holidays because there's just no competition for home sales. I mean, and you got tons of buyers.
Yeah. So your message to a group of sellers, if you were to talk to them, is, hey, if you're thinking about making the move, now is a good time.
All right, so stay tuned because right after the break, we will be chatting with Kammie, who is the owner of the Organizing Experts, to talk about how to make your home more organized, functional, and more stress-free. Stay tuned. Be right back.
Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts Christian Nossum and Dan Keller continues after this. Time for more Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts Christian Nossum and Dan Keller.
Hey, welcome back to Seattle Real Estate Radio on KKOL. This is Dan Keller, and hey, man, I'm excited for this segment. This is going to be fun.
I'm excited too because I am not always the most organized person, especially at home. And thankfully, we have an expert here with us today. We got Kammie Lisenby.
Yeah.
That's Lisenby, like the letter. It's kind of fun to say. Do you have fun saying your last name sometimes?
I have fun correcting it because it can go bad quickly.
Yeah. So anyways, she is here today. She is the owner of the Organizing Experts here in Seattle. Kammie went from a Seattle Seahawk cheerleader, a Seagal, to the home organizing expert that everyone knows and loves here in Seattle. So she's considered an industry leader in home and business organization. She has been doing this since 2008. So you've been doing it a while now, a good 7-8 years almost.
Yeah.
Fun times. So what the Organizing Experts do is they provide a full-service, affordable one-day solution for organizing today's busy working professional. Kammie is, in addition to writing her first book and developing a line of products, the owner of the Lisenby Farm. Dan owns the Keller Farmhouse.
Keller Farmhouse.
And the Lisenby Farm is a family-owned horse boarding facility and sanctuary in beautiful Covington, Washington. So,
wow. So I've got a fellow farmer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
I have a lot to learn.
We don't have a farm. It's an urban farm.
Dan just has goats.
Yeah, we have goats and cats and wild animals. So
Nice.
it's all good. Well, this is going to be fun, though, because organization is huge. As a business owner, it's time management. That's how I think of organization. But then from home ownership standpoint, it's huge. So
it's a big deal.
You do not want to go look at my truck right now because it is not organized. So hopefully I'll learn a little today on how to manage that. But hey, tell us a little bit more about your background and how you got started as a home organizer. I want to know about the cheerleader thing, but
I'm sure that's what everyone wants to know.
I know, right? Well, that's not as great a story, so we'll dive into the fun stuff,
do the
and then
fun
we'll end with the seagulls.
Okay.
So I got started watching the Oprah show.
Nice.
I quit my job on my lunch break, and I was feeling totally uninspired in kind of, corporate America, status quo, 9 to 5, was really wanting to do something more fulfilling. I had no idea even how to spell entrepreneurship. So I
still don't.
It was,
Starts with an E, there's a U in there somewhere.
There's a lot of letters in that one.
It's a weird word.
So I was at home watching the Oprah Winfrey show, and this guy, Peter Walsh, came on, and he just floored me. He would go into people's homes and tell them what to keep, what to get rid of, and it was this whole emotional process. And in one day, he was able to transform these people's lives. Like,
wow.
You can work out at a gym, you can buy a really great suit, you can do all these things for yourself that only lasts for such a small amount of time. And his home organization was kind of a new thing, I think, for a lot of people. And so just watching the Oprah Winfrey show, I thought, well, I did this for a lot of small business owners, so I'm going to try to go into people's homes and
do it there.
And do some rearranging.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that you were inspired. I think every successful entrepreneur...
Spell it.
Oh, come on.
No, don't spell it.
Spell check. I do it. I write it all the time on Facebook or Instagram, and it just corrects it for me.
Exactly.
But no, I think every successful entrepreneur or small business owner or large business owner was inspired by someone at some point. So to hear that story, hear your story is awesome.
Yeah.
I know I certainly was. I know you were.
Yeah, I would watch This Old House and Home Time when I was like 5, and then I'd buy those no money down courses late at night with my paper out money when I was like 10.
Yeah.
So,
and bought your first house at 13.
No. Not quite. Almost.
Well, no, I mean, you quit a job
years later.
You did. You quit a job with the Seattle Mariners and started your own real estate firm. So, so tell us a little bit more about the services that you provide. I've never used a home organizer before. I could certainly use one in my truck, like I said. And my wife keeps us pretty tight at home. I get yelled at all the time for not being organized, but
sounds familiar.
But tell us a little bit more about what the process looks like.
So, process for your truck or process how to get down to business?
Get my home done.
Normal people, not Dan's truck.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, it's kind of intimidating and overwhelming. It's a new service to the industry. More people are comfortable having a cleaner come in and clean around the stuff. We actually deal with the stuff. So with that comes a lot of questions on how does it look like, how and when, where, what's going on. So what we do is we actually service the King County area. We will go out to your home and take a tour of your home, see what's working, what's not working. Most of the time, our clients don't know where to start. It's kind of a little bit everywhere, or there's massive situation going on where they're just so overwhelmed. They're like, I can't even tell you where to start or what to do.
I could totally see that.
I just need help.
Yep.
So we go and provide the consultation, and then we have 4 packages to choose from. You choose having 1, 2, or 3 organizers for a full day. Our mission is to get as much done in one day as possible and really transform that space.
Cool.
So it's pretty straightforward.
So a consultation, is it a free consultation?
Absolutely.
Do you charge for that?
Nope.
Okay, free consultation. What about, a timeline? A typical timeline is 1 day. You strive for that.
Yes.
Okay.
So my job is to not mess around. I want to, everybody's time is valuable. I want to get in, get out, and I want to hug at the end of the day. So my job is to haul away any donation, recycle, or garbage that comes from the session. We will actually shop if you need bins or anything like that to tidy up, label the space. I want top to bottom. I want to see something done in 1 day. That's really what inspired me to do something different with this business. So it's not an hourly let's talk about your stuff
Yeah.
and hold your hand,
And
which I will do
reminisce
that
over
sometimes,
stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
but I want to get in and get the job done.
So then, most common rooms, are we talking home offices? We're talking, craft rooms, garages. What are the most common rooms that you see yourself focusing on?
Closets, whole house, and again, it doesn't mean that you're hoarder stats.
Yeah.
That's the first thing people think. Oh, you work with hoarders, and no.
Probably hoarders wouldn't want you to come in their home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're good with that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
cool with it.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna push anything on you. If you're ready to rock, I'm ready to roll.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
Well said.
pretty easy.
Love it. So then, as far as garages, do you do garages?
We do
You do.
garages.
You do.
We do them a lot.
Dan's got a large detached.
Follow-up question. Do you go up to Lake Stevens?
Is it King County?
No.
Yeah,
that'd be
sorry.
snowish, yeah.
Sorry. Well, maybe soon.
Maybe soon.
Yeah.
She's expanding.
That's right.
No. Well, so the holidays are right around the corner, and they come with a lot of stuff. Do you have any holiday organization tips that you can share with our listeners?
Yes.
Okay.
And everyone can benefit from this. So it is Christmas time. We're going to pull out all of the Christmas stuff. Anything we are not using, we are going to donate or gift away and get it out of the house.
That's a good idea, Shannon.
Poor Shannon.
Shannon.
It's a team effort, right?
Yes, it is,
Everybody's involved. So if things are broken, Christmas ornaments, we're gonna move on. This is a new year. This is a new you. So we're going to use all the Christmas items, or we're not.
Got it.
Because we're just storing them year to year, thinking we're going to use them. Oh,
At
we
some
didn't get
point,
to it this
yeah.
year. Maybe next year. No, we're not.
No, yeah.
So let's just move on. Use it or lose it.
I like her style.
Yeah.
Just kind of no BS. Just get down to the
This
point.
is it.
I mean, how many listeners, if you're listening to this, this is applicable information?
Pretty much to everybody.
Pretty much to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else? Any other tips?
Yeah. What else?
For
More
holiday,
about holiday
yes.
stuff.
So getting your kids ready. So if you have children, if you're an American, you're probably going to get an influx of items, correct?
Yeah, just a little bit.
And
yeah.
we'll probably get into this in a second, but get in the mindset of doing kind of a monthly purge. Okay? So it's right before Christmas time. Why don't you gather up everybody? If mom and dad are doing it, the kids are going to usually follow suit. So do a purge. What I find is that the parents actually have a harder time of letting go of those toys than the kids do.
Because the parent remembers paying the money for
Exactly. Those Legos are expensive, man.
it. And they don't feel good to step
Or
on with
it was Bowden's first ball.
Yeah,
and he got
exactly.
55 of them.
exactly. But that was his first one.
What's his first one?
That's right. So most of the time, it's actually the parents' attachment to them. And it's a really fun process to see year to year what they're into, what they love. And you get reacquainted with the things that they love. And you can start to let go of the things that no longer fulfill them. Because birthdays are coming, the holidays are coming. Usually getting the kids in the mindset of let's give somebody else the chance to play with this toy, because there's a lot of kids that don't have these really
that
fun
is
things.
exactly what we do.
Yeah.
We do that
It's
with
a
our kids
great
every year.
process.
Do you ever do that, Dan? Where you kind of say, what we do, because we learned that after our daughter was, I don't know, when she turned 1 or 2 or something, when she could finally understand.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, so you have 14 of Minnie Mouse dolls. And you know what? There's little girls just like you that don't have any. Wouldn't you like to share one of yours with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, so then we got to, give it to someone else. And that's what we did.
And
We've
take
done
them
it every
in the
year
car.
since.
Bring them with you. Let them see where it's going. And there's a lot of shelters right now that these items can go to as well and benefit. So it just, make it a non-stressful, fun thing.
Yeah, exactly. You got to make it fun, just like anything else, especially with kids.
Well, yeah. What I love, my big takeaway is the monthly purge. I love that. And I think it's
a
something,
must.
it's a must. I think like you said, today, I've got 2 kids, and the amount of gifts that they get, especially through the holidays or birthdays, they play with them for a month, 2 weeks, a day, and they're gone. And they're stashed away in the closet or, downstairs or wherever. So, okay, we've got a couple of minutes before we go to break, but I wanted to ask you from an entrepreneur standpoint, okay, fine, I'm going to be selfish. From a business professional standpoint, what is the best way to organize your desk either at home or at work?
Make it simple. I think that, it does not need to be complicated. So let's just start with 3 piles. I like piles.
Okay.
Some people consider piles to be a problem.
I love piles.
But it's because
I'm
they
really
might
good at
have
making
like
them.
12 to 24 piles, right? So let's condense it down to 3 on the desk, right?
Okay.
Everyone needs a place for mail, incoming, outgoing, just 1 mail center.
Okay.
The goal is to get down and make it empty at the end of each day.
Okay.
The next pile is projects. We all have things to do, so now we're going to have projects. The following is a today pile.
Okay.
So things we're going to work on today. And the goal is to get through the today pile at the end of today.
Boom.
Got it.
Mail, projects, and today.
I'm taking notes on this stuff.
I'm
This is
doing
good
it.
stuff.
I'm an implementer.
All right, so after the break, we're going to come back with Kammie. We got a lot more stuff to talk about. So definitely stay tuned on Seattle Real Estate Radio here on KKOL 1300 AM.
You're listening to Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller. We'll be right back. We're back with Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller.
Hello and welcome back. This is Seattle Real Estate Radio here on KKOL 1300 AM, and this segment is sponsored by the Organizing Experts. And we're back with Kammie Lisenby, who is an organizational guru. She's going to be my guru. Organizational guru.
Yeah, we talked during the break. She's heading down to my truck in about an hour. I've already hired her.
You've already hired her just to do your truck.
My truck.
Yeah.
Which, garbage can.
That's pretty much all you need.
Yeah, I just need to take time.
So why she's here today is we're trying to make everyone's home a little more functional. So I know for me, at our house, I got 2 young kids, a 4 and a 1-year-old. And they tend to have a lot of toys and art supplies and all that stuff. Help me out. What are some tips that we can do to organize all that fun activity, art supply and toys and stuff like that? Help me out.
Absolutely. So for kiddos, they like to have their things where you are, right? You want to kind of contain them like away from you.
Yeah.
But that just doesn't work.
It doesn't work, no.
It just doesn't.
You try to hide it somewhere and keep it out of sight, but no.
It's not going to happen.
No, because they're not going to use it anyway either.
Right. So the best thing to do, not to make it an eyesore, is incorporate them where you are. So if you're in the living room, let's get a big ottoman, something that opens up, throw the toys in there. Especially things
Good
that
call.
they're playing with in that specific area. That way, when guests come over, dump it in that container and it looks like a functional piece of furniture.
Good job, Shannon, because she did something similar at our house. We have like 4 baskets that are on our big shelf that look nice, but you open them up and they're full of blocks and musical instruments and books and yeah. Good job, Shan.
She knows what's up.
She follows you. I don't know.
It's making them a part of your space. And some people have a toy room. Some people don't have that luxury. But a lot of times kids want to play where you are. So make it a functional part of your lifestyle.
Got it. Yeah, because we have a little downstairs. We have a awkwardly large laundry area that is also our art space, which has a drum set and a little table for kids and all their junk, all their art supplies, and then also our little desk for our office because it's just a huge, weird room. Because it was a house built in the 50s, so it's a weird space. So that's kind of what we try to do, try to incorporate it and make it fun and inviting and somewhere
Work
where
with
we'd
what you
actually...
got.
Exactly.
That's right.
Christian
Exactly.
plays the drums.
I do.
I had no idea.
You didn't know that?
Learn something new every day about you.
I'm sure my neighbors love me.
Yeah. I'm sure they do.
All right, so one thing that I'm always curious about, so in kitchens, I mean, when I go look at homes and I go look at my clients' homes before they go on the market for sale, most people have a ton of stuff everywhere, especially on their counters. I tell people before they go on the market, take everything off your counter, toaster, coffee maker, everything when you're on the market. Makes it seem like you have more counter space. People can imagine their stuff there.
Yeah.
But in general life, people don't normally do that. So But everybody has a ton of stuff on their counter. So do you ever recommend adding additional storage in the kitchen? And if so, what do you do? And how do you make it work?
You had it right in the very first part of that sentence.
Right.
People have too much stuff.
They do. That is very true.
Period.
Yeah.
So our job is to help you live with less.
Got it.
When it comes to the kitchen, let's be real. Martha Stewart does not live there. You do. Mm-hmm. So that
Jenny
really
Cookies might, though.
KitchenAid you have that you might bust out like
once a year. Maybe. Shannon.
But it's really pretty on my counter, right?
It is very pretty.
Yeah,
it's nice
so
and red,
pretty.
and it stands out, and it takes
Awesome.
a lot of space.
But let's be real, we're not using it, right? So if you're using it to do holiday cookies, why not store that where your Christmas items are?
Good call.
Some people might get freaked out, like, oh my God, I won't be able to use it there.
Yeah.
Well, honey, you're not using it. So
You're not using it anyway,
let's
so.
free up some of that
Yeah.
space for the things you are living with and the things that you are doing right now. So a lot of these kitchen parties, Pampered Chef, people go nuts on that. Tupperware. Live with what you need and what you love and store those items in prime real estate areas, meaning things that are accessible, reachable, things that are not. Stick it where you're holiday entertaining and things.
When you're actually going to use it anyway.
Exactly.
Question though, since we're on the line, the topic of KitchenAids, like a Keurig or a coffee maker, thoughts on that? You use it in the morning.
Well, if you're
for
using
about
it every day,
15 minutes a day though. But what I'm hearing her say is less is more. Do you really want it on the counter? What are your thoughts?
It depends on your lifestyle.
Okay.
I need my coffee
All the time.
all the time,
All
every
the
day.
time. Okay.
Love it.
Throughout the day.
Yes.
Okay.
If you do not have room to store it just below where you make coffee, so let's say you have like a cabinet underneath your
and it actually fits there.
Yes,
which
and
is
it
hard
will
to
fit
find
there.
sometimes. Yeah.
And you just need a place to tuck it away. But, I make smoothies in the morning, too. So I got my coffee maker, my big old blender.
Yep.
But I use them every single day. So
It's
those
okay.
items don't bother me on the counter.
Okay.
The toaster that's 4 pieces big and it's just me,
Yeah.
don't need that so much on the counter.
So I got to ask you, if you have company over, do those items, the coffee maker, the smoothie machine, do those get put away? Those stay out?
Depends on how it looks and feels to you.
Okay.
I have clients where they have 3 different kinds of coffee makers because mom likes French pressed and dad likes drip. And
Yeah.
however you handle your family and you make them happy, make it work for you and your space.
Yeah.
If it's not working for your space, then that's where you need to focus some time and energy.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here because you're going to be
Brain
my best
scratcher,
friend.
right?
You're
I
going to be
know.
my best friend. Clean up my kitchen counters over here. Little Miss Producer Shannon in the corner over here is sulking because she's sad that she's got to get rid of her KitchenAid off the counter.
Or the opposite, you can use it. You can turn into a baker, Shannon.
Yeah.
Put your
bake more.
bananas in it.
Put your bananas in it.
We got one of those fruit things that we actually utilize, and the bananas hang on the top,
Yeah.
and then all the fruit and veggies that are not in the fridge stay in there.
Yep.
So we actually have that taken care of. No bananas in ours.
There you go.
All right, so
Shannon's like, move on. Come on, get out of our kitchen.
get
now.
out of talking about me. Gosh. All right, so what about laundry rooms? Because some people obviously don't have a huge
Yeah.
laundry room, especially in Seattle. It's usually a closet with a stackable washer dryer, especially in a townhouse or something like that. But for the lucky people that actually have a laundry room, that's a space that I see underutilized at times when I'm going through homes. Well, what tips do you got there?
Make sure you have adequate shelving above your washer dryer.
I think that's the biggest thing. 'cause
or on
most
the side of it.
Somewhere near there.
Somewhere near where you can have your detergents and all that. Also a place where you have somewhere to hang clothes for drying. So a lot of times there's just clothes everywhere and they're like, oh no, I have them in the shower because that's where they hang dry. And I'm like, okay, sweetie, let's reevaluate this.
Yeah, exactly. That's not what a shower's
Let
for.
me help you out. So there are really simple, easy solutions to make the laundry area more functional. But I think just some basic wire shelving that's really deep, like the pantry
Pantry
depth,
style, yeah.
is really efficient in laundry rooms.
Yeah, I've seen it actually kind of cool with the people that have the front-loading washer dryer, which most people that have newer washer dryers, that's what they are. And people just put a countertop right over the
Yep.
top.
For folding.
Yeah,
and
exactly. It just makes it so
Absolutely.
easy,
Yeah.
and it looks good too. So I think that's a good tip for people that I've seen that looks
Also a good tip if you have lots of family members in your home. You know those like little zippy things that you would put like your lingerie or no, you don't know that.
I don't
but
know
Shannon,
that. Sorry.
Like your lingerie, your bras, your things going on. You put them in this little thing, like
like a little bag type of thing?
Yeah, like a little bag, and then you
Okay.
wash them in that.
Oh,
So
yeah,
if you
like the
have,
little
like-
the thing that has like the holes in it.
you got
I've
it.
seen that before.
That's right.
Never knew what that was, but I've seen it.
So with your
Dan's
little ones,
clueless
and
right
you
now.
don't want to lose like little socks or
Oh, yeah. We do
each
that all the
little
time.
person has their own little bin, and that way when you wash them and dry them, it's all right there, and you're not like going through the laundry trying
That
to
is a
find
brilliant
matches.
idea. Because socks are always lost, especially 1 and 4-year-old feet-sized
Little ones.
socks.
Yeah.
Those are
'cause
great for
there's
that.
Never any. Yeah, you can never find enough socks. The pairs never match up. What about storage units? Do you ever have to go to someone's storage unit? And if you do, I'm sure you have some fun stories. We didn't
I've
set this
seen
up
a
at all,
lot.
but
I've been doing this for
I
a
can
minute.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Over the 8 years,
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
seen stuffed alligators. I mean, I've seen it all. There's
That was
nothing that
Dan's.
scares me at this point, right?
My elk.
Oh, God.
Not really.
No, I'm joking.
Storage units, yes. My theme and our theme is to live with less. So I'm not a fan of storage units.
sure you're trying to get people to get rid of them.
It's a billion-dollar industry,
Exactly,
right?
it is.
People will pay for the power typically in their storage unit before their own home.
Yeah.
We need to reevaluate that situation.
I would love to own a storage
Me
unit
too.
as an investment.
Oh yeah.
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 That's really seriously one thing. That and a parking
Yeah.
garage. Those are the two things I'd love to own.
But if I do need to organize it, let's say a family member passes away and you just don't have room
Yep.
for those items in your home. That's a realistic situation. Is to really go through the storage unit and to get shelving. Like at Costco with the casters on the bottom, so you can roll it
Roll 'em
around,
around, yep.
roll it out,
Roll it out. Actually deal with it. That makes
and
sense.
then contain it 3 bins across and organize it in a way that makes sense to you.
You know, Christian, this is big. I mean, not to totally change the subjects here, but this is Seattle Real Estate Radio. If you were thinking about listing a home, you want to hire her. You want to have her come in, organize your home.
I totally agree.
Get it tidied up. That's what I'm learning from this because that's going to appeal more.
I mean, this is basically what I educate people
Yeah.
on when they're going to sell their home.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, what about when you're actually moving into a home? Do people ever hire you at that point?
All
if
the
they
time.
Okay, because I was about to say, if they don't, that is the
That's a good
huge
point.
niche
Yeah.
that you need to be in on, and
Yeah.
I'm going to start recommending you to all my clients. But yeah.
Well, you know, I first off, if your truck is as messy as mine,
We're gonna get to this
we're gonna
too,
get
by
to
the
this.
way.
Yeah, we gotta get to the bottom of this issue. But no, seriously though, if you dream of a clutter-free living space or life, I think you need to contact Kammie.
Yeah,
The
I
organizing
totally agree.
experts believe that it shouldn't take years, months, or even weeks to get your life organized. They strive to give back your space every single day, in a single day.
In just
excuse
a
me.
single day.
One day. That's
crazy.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I always imagine it as a month-long process.
No, and what
but
I
get it done in a day.
one
That's
day,
awesome.
in and out. And what I love is your idea of living with less. I think that's huge. So we want you to reach out. I want you to reach out. I'm going to reach out. Shoot, we're going downstairs in a minute. Take a look at my truck. But go to, write this down, www.organizingexperts.com. You can, and we're going to post all of her information on our website as well, but you can also call her at 888-412-1792. Visit her website, give her a call, and she, like we mentioned earlier, she offers a free, no obligation 30-minute consultation in home. So hit her up. This is great. So we're going to take a break right now. Stay tuned because once we come back, we're going to talk about fridges and some amazing Mexican food.
Yeah, I know. Totally in line with what we've been talking about.
Love it.
Stay tuned.
Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller, continues after this. Time for more Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller.
Hello, and welcome back to Seattle Real Estate Radio here on KKOL Business Radio 1300 AM. Now it is time. Well, first, before I even go into that,
Oh, I know
Dan,
you're gonna-
Kammie,
Yeah.
and you ran down to your truck real quick in between the break. What'd she say? What's going on?
Helpless.
You're helpless?
I'm the first client she's ever fired.
I've been in your truck. It's not that bad.
It's not bad. No, she gave me actually a really good. I mean, it's simple. It's a really simple tip, Christian. But we all fuel up. I mean, I drive a GMC pickup.
Yep. You're a country boy.
Well, it's a Denali, so it's kind of
It's a pretty fancy truck, actually.
It's a pretty truck. Nonetheless, it's 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
If
you need it.
Once a lifetime. But anyhow, no, she gave a very simple tip, just like she is. Less is more. And she basically said we all fuel up, in my case, once or twice a week. Make the pit stop. While you're filling up your truck, gather the garbage. Obviously I'm in mortgage lending, so I'm, don't throw away any loan documents, of course, but
that would be ridiculous.
That would be,
just your wrappers and the kids, because I know you bring the kids to school.
Yep. So, I mean, it's a huge tip. She was like, open the back doors, get their, like we were talking over the break, their Cliff bars or granola bars from on the ride into school. And
Kleenex from when they're sick.
Yeah. Just clean it up a real quick once through. And she was like, it'll prevent it looking like a tornado, kind of like it does right now. But
that's a good tip.
A fantastic tip. I'm telling you what, man, this was a great show today with her. I think so much value.
I agree. I got a lot out of that one. A lot.
Yeah, and we didn't even have a chance to talk to her about the whole seagull thing. That's kind of cool.
No,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
But apparently she was a seagull in another life. So
yeah,
another life she was a seagull.
Yeah, I think. Well, she's got a big upside right now. A lot of good things. She's expanding. She's growing. She's booked. She's we're going to circle back and chat with her. But I want to talk mortgages real quick.
Okay. Yeah, give me the mortgage minute rundown.
Lots
real quick.
have happened, man.
I know last week was
it's ugly.
It's crazy.
Ugly. In a 1 week's time, this is what I tell all my clients when you're shopping for homes, when you want to refinance your home. It's difficult to play the market, Christian. Everybody wants to play it like you're gambling at a roulette table and let it ride. And hey, I think rates might get a little bit better. Don't think. If you can save money, or if you're happy with the rate, it's a pretty good idea to lock it in. What we saw over the last week is we saw rates make about 0.25% increase.
Wow.
And
that does a lot to your payment every month.
It does. I mean, over the life of the loan, monthly, if someone's real tight on their budget, it could make the difference of them pulling the trigger or not. And so what we saw last week was rates went up at the beginning of the week. Now they leveled off on Friday. And we actually saw a correction on Friday. And so when you study the market like I do, you look for corrections like that. What that's called is a floor. So we found the floor. Okay. And it looks like based off of Friday and today, we've rebounded and rates have improved. We've regained some of the losses, if you will. But yeah, last week.
So is there a new floor now?
There's a new floor. Yeah, we're right around 4.1, 4.2-ish.
So it was, just so people know,
3.89. So quarter of a point higher. Wow. Yeah, and it's all because of some positive employment news that we saw last week. So, like I said, don't panic. Rates are not going into the 5s. This doesn't mean that
we're doing a massive jump.
National Association of Realtors and some of these, media outlets. Hey, rates are going up. They're going to be in, at the 5% level. 20. No. Yeah. No, that's not what this means. Yeah.
But they did go up.
They went up, and we saw some
slightly, but they went up.
And one of the leading indicators for that is positive economic news. We saw some positive employment numbers come out. So let's pay attention to December's employment numbers. Another positive employment report, and we'll probably see them trend up a little bit higher, maybe another quarter point in December.
Okay. So, I mean, one thing that I've always heard, and a saying that always sticks in my head, is that rates go up quick, go down slow.
Yes, that's very smart. And most real estate agents don't understand that. I tell all my clients that hey, listen, they can jump up overnight.
Or numerous times a day.
On the flip of a switch, and where it may take a month. I haven't seen rates improve a quarter or a half of a point overnight. I've seen them worsen a quarter of a point or half of a point overnight. Yeah. So you're spot on with that, Christian.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little more about Kammie because, we always do our homebuyer classes at Cactus. That's one of our favorite Mexican food places. I know it is. Yeah. Yeah. And I think we need to get her back in there. She needs to come to some of our classes. I think we need to recommend her to basically anyone for me at least, when people are looking to sell, I'm going to say, hey, you need to call her up, help her help you get decluttered. I call that pre-packing. Help her do that. I mean, you got stuff that you don't need, and that's the stuff that you need to get rid of or pack away or whatever. It's not that expensive at all. It's well worth it.
Rather than $300 to $500 up front, or depending on how
crazy
stuff it is,
you
it
need.
could be a little bit more. But I mean, how big would that be for you? How helpful?
It's huge.
Would that be as a real estate agent?
Well, and it's not for me; it's for the seller. I mean, it does help me because the house is going to look better. And if a house looks better, it's going to exactly. It's more marketable and it's going to sell faster and for more. So, it is a big deal, and I think it's a very wise investment. I mean, if you're considering painting the exterior of your house or getting her, if you can only afford one of two things, and the exterior is not that bad, you just don't like the color, go with her all day long. I mean, you're just going to save a lot more money.
Well, and you made a good point over the break as well, because we were talking about this, but then we were like, hey, what about the flip side of the coin, which is buyers moving into a house and you've got everything packed.
That's why when we're at Cactus next doing our class, we need to recommend highly that, and maybe she can hook us up with some sort of discount or something for our clients. But we need to do something where I mean, that would have been huge for us. I know we moved this last summer. That would have been huge to have her there to help us figure out how to initially organize everything. And then we're just done. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to worry about it. We're not experts at that.
Well, think about a lot of first-time home buyers, too. They've lived in apartments. They've rented. Maybe don't have the Martha Stewart gene, for decorating and organizing. And so that could be a huge resource for them. So, I thought today's show is super value-packed. And I think it's brilliant that we invite her out next month to our home buyer class at Cactus, which by the way, I want to talk about Cactus real quick.
I mean, they're celebrating 25 years in business, and it all started at the Madison Park location. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's awesome. It's a great little spot. They also have a spot in South Lake Union and Bellevue.
I've been to the Bellevue.
They got a couple places. We actually have a client that that is now going to be, I think, the manager of the Bellevue.
Okay, I'm going to go off real quick on a tangent, but this is great. This is a testament to kind of what we're doing. The server that has managed the room that we've hosted the event for the last 4 homebuyer events is now a client of ours. And he was fully pre-approved with another bank and working with another realtor. And now he's over to us because he's learned so much just by being involved. So
and they were kind of friends of friends that he knew, and he was like, they're not making the cut.
I love it, man. That's great.
But I mean, I love their food. It's pretty much they're the better Mexican food model, and they're always busy in there. Every time we go there for lunch, because we meet people in South Lake Union, I mean, it's packed. They're always busy. But
it's got a good vibe. I like the energy when you go in there.
And it's also, I mean, I think so when people are moving, a lot of times they'll have like a pizza party, where people are going to help them move. Instead of doing pizza, I think people should use their catering service and their private dining service as well. We use it sometimes for parties, and it's perfect because it's an upscale but casual environment. Doesn't require a second mortgage to pay for the fancy dinner. I mean, it's nice. You just enjoy the fun event, or it's just a fun. I mean, we've gone to birthday parties there. I mean, it's fun.
Fresh guacamole, which is a huge hit in my family.
And so for people when they're moving in, or even for the holidays, I recommend their party pickup service. Which is basically you're telling them, hey, I want this whole lineup of food. Make it in a to-go box, basically, and it's just like you're catering to go.
Do they deliver? Do we pick up, deliver?
Nope. But they do family-style catering menu. Basically, I think we're going to have to do this, Shan. Basically hire them to do some of our pre-Christmas or pre-Thanksgiving meals.
That's brilliant.
So basically, you just pick up the food, take off the lid, and you're good to go. And you know what? Actually, if you mention Seattle Real Estate Radio when you go in there, you're going to get 10% off.
Wow.
10% off for mention Seattle Real Estate Radio.
Nice. Well, stay tuned. We'll see you next Monday at 3 p.m. And have a fantastic week in the meantime, okay?
To contact the show, Or for more information, visit SeattleRealEstateRadio.com. That's SeattleRealEstateRadio.com. And be sure to tune in again next Monday at 3 for more Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller, mortgage expert with New American Funding, right here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL.